Another question was asked, what is 3 brackets 2t plus 5 close brackets equals 36? How do I solve this question? Well, again, the more traditional method would be to balance this equation and to look at BIDMAS, the order of operations, and realise that the times 3 here is the first thing to balance, so we need to divide by 3 to cancel that times 3 out. Whatever we do on one side of the equation, we must also do on the other, so we're dividing by 3 here. That cancels that out, giving us 2t plus 5 equals, well, 33 divided by 3 is 11. Then we're kind of back to a more basic equation. Again, here, the plus 5 is going to be the easiest item to balance, so we take away 5, and we take away 5 from the other side. 5 take away 5 is 0, just leaving us with 2t. 11 take away 5 is 6. Now, it's times 2 that we need to balance, so we divide by 2 to counteract that. We must also divide by 2 on the other side of the equation, leaving me with just t equals, or 6 divided by 2 is 3. I can check that out by substituting 3 brackets 2 times, well, we know t is 3 now, plus 5. Well, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 5 is 11, times by 3 equals 33. So we have the correct answer of t equals 3. Now, the less traditional, but the method I favour, is to look at how we achieved that 33 in the first place. So we look at the value of t and we say, well, what happens to that t first in order to get to my value of 33? Then we can look at how we solve that. So if we look at this equation again, I'll just write it out just for neatness sake. Now I'm going to look at the value of t. I'm going to say that's what we started with. What's the first thing that happens to t? Well, we're going to times it by 2 because that's the closest thing, and according to BIDMAS, that's what we're going to do, the brackets first and then the times here. So t is going to be times by 2. Then we're going to add 5 to that value. So we're going to add 5 to that value, just because we're reading it out. T will be times by 2, then added by 5. Then we're going to times the whole thing by 3, because that's what that 3 outside the bracket means. And that's how the value of 33 is achieved. So we can work our way backwards now with that 33, and we could say to ourselves, well, the opposite of times by 3 is divide by 3. So 33 divided by 3, that's 11. Then we look at our story again. We added 5, so on our way to solve the answer, we take away 5, the opposite of that. So 11 take away 5 is 6. And on our way to solve this, we times by 2 is the first thing we do. So to counteract that, we do the opposite, which is divide by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. You can see why I prefer this method, because it is just very, very straightforward and very, very logical. And again, we could work that out and substitute those answers in there to work it out. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 5 is 11, times by 3 is 33. So again, like I said, we have the more traditional method, but the method I favour on the right hand side, which is the kind of